Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is RacerX35. This is the actual first round of the Manufacturer Cup series, the FIA official series. Really, it's my second race in 2 days. I'm starting 8th. This is a 13th lap race. You do have to use hard tires. I'm starting on mediums, and I think a lot of other people are too. So there'll be one pit stop in this minimum. Race is starting, let's get going. So at the beginning of every race, you're really tensed up. You want to make sure that you stay out of anyone else's accidents because it's really easy to knock each other off. So you can benefit and actually get a couple places sometimes from other people's mistakes. As you can see, that Aston Martin, I undercutted him a little bit right there. We touched just a bit, but it caused him to spin his tires, and I was able to take 7th place. Now on to 6th. The person in front of me in the Supra, Lisa Salters 420, raced her before. She's really quick. And my option here is, like, right now you see those top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars in front of her that have not gone off. They're all keeping clean, and I'm trying to just make room up and get in front of her as fast as I can. Went wide on that last corner. That's why the 8th place was able to get close to me. Now we're going to start going uphill, and it's just trying to cut the corners, ride the curves without breaking track rules, and stay in the draft in front of you. Now it's going to be a big blast. We're going to get to the crest of this hill, and it's all downhill. And going into this hairpin here, I've never been really quick. It's because I'm worried about really late braking and just sliding the car. And if I slide the car, I'm losing miles per hour, and I lose time. So I'm being conservative. That's why the Aston Martin's all over me. Going back up the hill, it's a quick left-right. Stay in the draft with the car in front of me. I'm just barely there. There's only 3 other Porsches in this race, including myself. These couple corners right here, this right, this long right, it's like a double apex corner. I'm pretty decent in, and I think that's where I make up a lot of my time, and also the last corner right here, which leads onto the front straight. So we're just now getting ready to complete the first lap. So now you can see I'm all over the Supra in front of me. Now it's all about, all right, we're gonna go into a real tight left-right. The Supra's making a move, split the Porsche. I went on the outside. So up now up to 6th. Continue my pursuit of 5th place. And where the Supra is actually quicker, I believe, is actually this next corner coming up at the end of this straight. She's actually pretty good getting back on the gas, coming out of this next long right-hander going uphill. I'm able to stay in the draft and kind of sneak up a little bit. She's cutting the corner a little sharper than I am, so I'm losing a little bit of ground. And you can see the Aston Martin is back on me again. This whole time, and look at the stats below now. I'm burning off gas. I'm halfway through a quarter of a tank. My tires are starting to say a little bit, a tiny bit of wear, but nothing bad. My biggest concern here is, like, all right, the first race I ran and I didn't place in the top 3. I put like 5 liters of gas in the car, if not less. Or just real quick, it was like a split second of gas whenever we refuel, and I still had plenty of gas when I finished the race. So in this race, I'm not going to refuel. I think I'm actually really good on the throttle. As you can see there, I took 5th place. I'm really conservative on the throttle. I use my brake quite a bit. Use the engine braking too, so I'm not really burning off as much fuel as I thought I was. So I'm not going to actually take any fuel and see if I can't get to the end without having to lean out my engine. Alright, now off to 4th place. So with only the end, so I went a little wide there, came real close to going off. Alright, that's the end of the 2nd lap. So right now it's like, alright, I got 10 laps to get up in the top 3 and start making headway and keep the people who are behind me. As you can see, the Aston Martin and the other Porsche went off, so more likely somebody back there is going to get a penalty, whoever knocked whoever off, and they might both get one. But right now I'm just like, alright, I'm not worried about 6th place right now. She's a little bit in my draft, but not much. But I believe I'm in there. She got a little squirrely, trying to probably keep up with me. So I really don't have to worry about her anymore. So just keep my head forward. We might actually come back together after the pit stop, so I have to keep that in mind. But right now my focus is on 4th and 3rd place and catching them. As you can see, they're battling each other. And when they battle each other, they slow down. I have a clean track, so I can make up time. If you look at the track map at the top right, 1st and 2nd place, they're not too far away. They're battling each other, so I'm hoping they also will slow each other down. Just like 3rd and 4th place are right now, and that's why I'm catching them. Once again, that hairpin, I really don't like it. I'm cutting a lot of curb right there, hoping I don't get a penalty. And I think I found, you know, my quickest way to get around there, but it's not the quickest way for everybody. So starting to really creep up on 4th place. Still hoping they will hit each other, slow each other up, and I'll take advantage and just go on by so I can focus on 2nd and 1st. Now I really like the 911 Porsche, the GT3 version of this. It's really a good all-around car. It's very predictable. In these races, let's see, 4th place already is pitting, which is kind of a shock. He's on medium, so I was like, all right. Maybe he's thinking that he can get 3rd place by just going to the pits early, switching tires, but I don't see how he can make hards last that long without having to make another pit stop this early, because I'm still probably a couple, 3 laps away from making mine, and we both started the same tire, I believe. So once again, back to the Porsche. It's very predictable. The only things you get to mess with in these cars is, you know, if you want traction control, you can. I have it on 1, which is barely anything. I can still spin the tires, but it's enough to keep the car stable enough for me without handicapping the car, because if you have too much traction control on, you can actually go slower, especially if your car goes a little sideways. The other thing you can mess with is actually your brake bias. And that every car, it's a little different per what track you're running on, so I have my own settings for brake bias and how I like it, so this car will turn when I need it to turn, either under acceleration or under braking. As you can see, I'm all over the BMW now. Just sticking to his bumper, and once again applying pressure like in my other videos. But here's that hairpin I just don't like, and I'm thinking, alright, I'm just going to undercut him here. He's probably going to go wide, then I'll be able to come up the inside, which didn't work out. It's alright, still got the rest of the lap that I know I'm quicker on. And still put enough pressure on the car in front of me, and maybe they make a mistake. So trying to get close on this next two right-hander apex. There's one apex, and then you got a long one again. Here's another apex. I am right, almost touching the bumper. Coming to the back half of the lap. Doesn't look like he's going to make a mistake, so... Oh, I underbrake and get really close. I have to avoid just a tiny bit and go wider than I wanted to, so I lost a little bit of time. He went to pits too, so alright. Alright, so now I just inherited 3rd place. I look behind me, even though I was 1.1 seconds slower than my previous lap, or my best lap on lap 3. I still got to cut up a distance between 4th place and myself, so still concentrating on 2nd place and 1st. They're not too far ahead, they're about a corner ahead of us. And right now, I'm probably not going to pit for another 2 laps. I'm thinking about, alright, looking at my tires are still in pretty good shape. My fuel is obviously fine. I'm not going to fuel when I go in the pits, so I'm going to save probably an extra second in the pits, not by doing that. And just try to drive as smooth as I possibly can and go as quick as I possibly can and try and make up time to get the 2nd place. And let's go look at 2nd place right now. So his tires on mediums, but his tires are redder than mine. And he's actually lost contact with 1st place. 1st place is Burnout 3000, which I have raced before. Very quick, driving the Mercedes. We've had it coming together in previous races. You might have seen some of the videos. Wasn't too happy with this person when they punted me off in the Nürburgring. So I thought for sure I'd stay in 1st, but it's alright. It's all good fun. If I come back around to race him again, you know, it's payback time, right? So let's go back to me. Alright, so looking at my tires, still pretty decent. They're not really falling off. They are mediums, so they should last a couple more laps. little bit squirrely there. Still making up a little bit of time. Look at second place in front of me. He's just now coming to around the last corner. And he's staying out. And I just came through the last corner. And of course I'm staying out also. See if I can't make up. Now I'm expecting second place because his tires are a little bit more worn than me. To him to really start making mistakes and slowing down. Where I could, maybe by the time we both pit, that we come in exactly at the same time and I'm able to beat him out and take second. Yeah, but this car I really like. Like I said, it's not the fastest car out there, but it suits my driving style. There's going to be other cars I'm going to try, not on this series, but actually the Nations Cup. Because the next race then is going to be tomorrow night. And it's actually going to be, I believe, at the Seaside, the Dragon's Trail Seaside. And it's still the same rating of this car, a GR3. But I haven't decided what I'm going to use yet. A lot of people are using the Supra on the practice times. There's even a Corvette there, so I'm going to try out a couple different cars and see what I like the best. And that race will take place tomorrow night. So hopefully I'll be able to upload it before the night's over. So fourth place is now no longer the Supra. It's this Toyota, I think it's a Lexus. And that guy is pretty quick. And I'm going to have some serious battle with him at the back half of this this race. It turns out to be a good one. So alright, so I'm thinking to myself, let's see if the guys behind me actually, he's actually got more tire than me, so he's actually preserved his tires a little bit better than I did. And him and I've got just a little bit more fuel than him, so he's burning off more fuel. So, alright, we're getting ready to start lap 7. And I am going in. Now, I'm second guessing myself. I'm thinking to myself, man, I could have stayed up one more lap, but that guy was actually catching me. So, am I going to be slower? So, actually, I'm going to pause it right here. So, I'm coming out, and I'm going to go back to the car behind me, if I can. Let's see, who is actually... So, this car right here, as you can see, I think Lisa Salters 420 is actually coming up. And she is actually getting ready to take the first corner, but I'm actually coming out also. So I've had the inside line, so I've actually got the inside corner. I should be able to take it. So I don't know if she did not see me, and will try to avoid me the last second, but we both touched, and she got a 1-second penalty. I don't believe that was my fault at all. I had the inside line coming out of the pits. It's kind of like when you were. You're getting off the freeway, you're coming onto the freeway, person coming on, you got to kind of yield to, or you're getting off the freeway, it's almost the same thing. I've got the inside line. I think we're both even going to the first corner, and at the last second, she had to actually turn away, but we both touched, and she got the penalty. So kind of sorry for that, but I'm not. So I took the advantage in there. So now back to fourth place. Third place is actually the guy that was in fourth, who was catching me, and I'm pretty sure, let's see if he's actually going to go into the pits. So the way the pits work here is that in this game, 5 to 6, 7 seconds is the only thing you lose. It doesn't make you drive through the entire pits. You drive in, as soon as your pit stop is done, you're at the very end of the pit road. So you're actually, it's a very short pit stop in the game. So if I'm going to make a pit stop, I want to make sure the person who's behind me, chasing me, I've got a good gap. If I don't want them to overtake me by the time they take their pit stop, if I take it first. So I want that 5-6 seconds so I can at least keep my place. So there's that BMW that I chased down for third. And I was able to beat him out after the pit stop. So now I'm waiting for third place to make their pit stop, which to see if he actually does it. First place is in the pits right now. And yes, he's going to the pits. Now you'll see what I'm talking about. So he's in the pits, changing his tires, maybe getting fuel, maybe not. But by the time he comes out, we're both gonna be, yeah, see, Where's he at? So he just came in, so he's back there behind the BMW. So I'm back into third place. And I know I'm faster than second place, but I gotta capitalize on it now, because I believe my tires will start wearing out faster. But now I'm on hards, and my engine's completely rich. I'm not trimming anything out. Based off the race I did previous to this one, I should have plenty of fuel without having to refuel. But things are different in different races I've had, where it's like, oh gosh, I may not make it to the end. So we'll see what happens with this one. So with these hard tires, they're not too bad being the hard. I mean, they're going to last longer, but I am just a little bit slower, but I'm still be able to keep my lines. As you can see, the BMW tried a little too hard and went off, got onto the dirt, which helps me out, breaks the draft just a tiny bit behind me, and so I can focus on second place. And once again, the dreaded hairpin, and I totally messed that up. I didn't cut the corner enough to where I was on the curb. Lost time, so everything that BMW lost going off the course a couple corners ago is already gained back and is not back on me again. I believe a front engine car just works a lot better on a hairpin like that, with a lot of the weights on the front, and you just get a more bitey front end. Me being a mid-engine car, it's a little bit more neutral, and I just got to keep my car more balanced. That's probably why they're making most of the time up. But the rest of the track, I'm actually doing a lot better, especially in the long, medium to high speed left and right hand corners. I tend to get a little bit faster, so I'm trying to weave a little bit. Not much of where it really broke the draft. Going to the first corner. I know I'm quick through here. Don't go out wide for the second one, just cut it short. It's actually a faster route. I found that out in practice. And yeah, the gap's a little bit out now, so second place might be starting to pull away from me a little bit. I don't want to try too hard. Let's see what second place's tires are like. Yeah, his tires. Yeah, he's on mediums. That's why. So I guess I was wrong. He started probably the race on hards. That's probably why I was able to catch him, and that's probably why he's a little quicker now. He did a reverse strategy of me. And let's see what first place is. Yeah, he started on hards too, so quite interesting. The first and second are both on mediums now. So realistically, I should be able to catch them. But just the tires that I have on are just not that fast as their mediums. All I can hope for now is that, you know, they start to go off maybe the last lap and I catch up a little bit, but I don't see myself getting to first. But maybe second. And fourth place is on mediums also, so that's kind of worrying me because now I got to worry about them being quicker than me, and he's on mediums too. So, all right, I'm on hards. I'm gonna go to distance. So right now I know I can't see this in real time when I'm racing, so I'm thinking they're on the same strategy as me, but now it all makes sense that why I was having such a battle I was this back half of this race. It's because everyone's got a faster tire than me. And the BMW just went back in. Why, I have no idea. But I think he already made his pit stop, so maybe it feels like he's going to run out of fuel, so he's maybe getting a splash of fuel. Which, if I was him, I would have just leaned out my engine, then not do a pit stop. So second place is not too still far away. He's not really getting away too much, so I'm actually doing pretty well on hard tires, which is shockingly, now that I've found this out, that it's all right. I was running a pretty good pace, even though I'm a completely different disadvantaged tire. So fourth place, like I was saying before, that car starts to really start to catch up to me. I'm having to really start to push, and I'm starting to feel it now. So the fuel load's getting lighter. I'm almost down to a quarter of a tank, and we're on lap 10. I'm still thinking that, all right, I should just get over the finish line with just enough fuel to finish this race. But then I'm having a little bit second doubts also. thinking maybe I should be able to trim this out, but I can't trim it out with the car breathing down my neck. So if he does get past me, and I'm able to stay close, I can stay in his draft and maybe turn down my engine by 1 or 2 clicks and save enough fuel for a couple corners, turn it back up, and then maybe get by him again. But right now I just want to keep him off of me. But he's catching me, has faster tires. Let's see if his fuel level is exactly the same as mine. Alright, so the end of lap 10. Pushing out, use as much oil as I possibly can. Start the weave, get out of the draft if I can. Or make him get out of my draft. And not make any mistakes. Smooth, mistake-free. The car's getting lighter. I feel like I'm getting a tiny bit faster. You see I'm using all the road, getting off a little bit, but no penalties. Start moving around, weaving a little bit, make him work for it. And this corner's tricky too. I hit that one actually pretty decent. That corner, if you get out too wide, you'll go all the way off to the grass. And that'll be the end of it. Little greedy there with the corners. But just see, I'm still keeping the gap there. In fact, I actually pulled away just a tiny bit. Start to weave a little bit, keep him out of my draft. Stall strategy right now. My tires are going to be fine. I'm not worried about them. My fuel level, once again, I'm starting to worry when I've still got 2 more laps to go. Thinking to myself, okay, I might actually get into the red here soon. Do I need to trim out my fuel at all and lean out my engine? I decide not to do it. And if I'm going to do it at all, I'm going to do it on the last lap if I have to, absolutely have to. Alright, we're coming around for the last corner to get on the front straight to start lap 12. Let me see where second place is. Not far. Second place is right there. As you can see, his tires are worn out more than mine, so he should start to struggle a little bit. Where mine still are pretty grippy. Oh, something happened with 4th place. He must have went off in that first corner, touched something, or touched the grass, and broke the track limits and got himself a half-second penalty. So I see that in my rearview mirror. I'm like, whoa, okay. And I must have looked too much because I almost went off myself. No penalty for me, but one for him. And he didn't have to serve it until the next lap because it was on this lap. So it's going to be on the last lap where he serves it. Right here, I get really squirrely, not paying attention, got my tires onto the grass. I slowed up and let him pass me. I couldn't believe I just did that. Now I'm like, alright, don't get mad, don't get mad, don't get mad. Look at my fuel. I'm really getting light. He's got a half-second penalty. All I have to do is stay as close as I can to him. By the time we come around to him having to serve that penalty, and I should be able to get my 3rd place back if I have enough fuel to get to the end. So right now I'm like, alright, I'm going to start trimming my fuel back. So I actually look for the fuel the fuel gauge, and actually the rich knob on the D-pad on my steering wheel. I'm looking at it. I turn it down by a step, and then by the time I get to the red, which it just hit, I hit another step. I was like, all right, I'm going to go down 2 steps, lean it out 2 different clicks. I'm still staying close to him. He still has that half-second penalty. As long as I stay within a half a second, we're both going to be even by the time he gets done with his penalty. Or I might be past him. So best case scenario, I'm going to be past him. I'm still actually got my engine not all the way at full power because I want to get, so I'm going to stop it right here. Right before we get to this last corner, I saw that I had 1 lap of fuel left. I haven't started the last lap yet. This is the last corner of lap 12. So I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm definitely going to run out of fuel. So I went down 1 more step on my lean just to make sure that I cross. I'm close enough to him I can actually get his draft, so I'm actually saving just a tiny bit of fuel He knows it, so I decided like, well, I'm not going to follow him. Let's just go into the first corner. I'm going to have a better line. Right on top of him, we're only a couple corners away from him having to serve his penalty. And I know this, like, all right, as long as I have enough fuel, I'm going to get past him, and I'm definitely going to get third place. So just stay close, stay close, stay close. And then over right here, I overcook it. I lose grip. I went wide. He just made over a half a second on me. So right now he's getting ready to serve his penalty, which he just did just now. Just served it. He's going back up to speed, but now I'm like almost right next to him. Going, oh gosh, I need to turn up my fuel. There's no way I'm going to let this happen. I should have enough fuel to get to the end, so I start slowly turning up the richness on my engine so I can have enough power to stay with him and get past him in a couple corners I know I'm faster in. So stay close, watching fuel, stay close. He's weaving. I'm trying to stay in the draft, save fuel, and get faster. My engine is all the way up now. And of course, the dreaded hairpin I can't stand. At least with this car. Everywhere else is awesome. Going up the hill, stay in the draft. Don't let him get near me. Or away from me. Now I know this two right-hand corners right here on the left, I know I'm quick in. So I'm, edge ever so close to him, getting closer and closer, closer. He's really pushing hard. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna make it. Look at my fuel gauge. I've got no fuel. I gotta be on fumes by now. And I'm like, oh gosh, I lost the race. I lost third place, and all of a sudden he loses fuel. So I'm gonna go back here real quick. I'm gonna go to him, and I'm gonna go back 10 seconds. If you look, his fuel, I think, is like a shade less than mine. But he runs out of fuel. I had no idea he was going to run out of fuel. And if he did, I was directly behind him. When he does, I probably would have hit him if the computer didn't make him translucent. It didn't. He sputted out of fuel, and I went right past and got third place. That was a crazy, crazy race at the end. Not knowing if I was going to have enough fuel. I was obviously on inferior tires than everyone else. I was very happy that I finished third. Very happy I finished third. I wasn't going to race another race. I didn't think that second or first was going to be, even if I reversed my strategy and started on hards, I didn't want to go through there. I think third place was a win. If everyone else who finished outside third place, they're all going to race more races and try even harder. And if I had tried to do that and not scored anything better, then third place was the best I was going to get. So my rank actually went, it was pretty high when I saw the rankings the next day. But thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos, I'm going to post every race that I have this entire season. Got 39 more events to go. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care. God bless. Stay safe.